Hi everybody, welcome to this channel. Today we are going to talk about a very important topic, which is the legal coaching industry and how it has become an unnecessary evil in the society now. So we are going to understand how these coaching industries emerged and how are they affecting our youth in the present times and what has been done till now to curb these problems and what can be done in the future. So let's begin with understanding this industry in general first. So let's get started. Here today in India, as we all know, India is currently standing on a massive demographic reserve of young population. So on one hand, we have this huge hope from this young population that they are going to contribute immensely to the economy of our country. However, on the other hand, we are inefficient or are unable to utilize this young population or the energy of this youth for the betterment of our country. As per the data of National Sample Surveys Office 71st round, they said more than a quarter of young Indian students are taking private coaching. So that is definitely a huge number. Also in year 2015, a committee was set up by the government. So the education ministry came up with an estimate revenue of the coaching industry and stated that the industry was making revenue of 24,000 crore rupees approximately. So it was in year 2015, and recently also one more report came up which was by a consultancy, and it stated that the revenue has doubled up and it has reached somewhere around 58,000 crore rupees, and they have also projected that by year 2028 same revenue is going to shoot up to 1,34,000 crore rupees approximately. So the revenue is increasing every year and it is growing with staggering numbers. So what exactly is happening? Disproportionate number of youth are investing their youthful years into these competitive examinations. What could have happened isn't happening. These youthful years could have been invested or contributed to the economic growth. However, these young people are running against or running after these competitive examinations, and not everyone is succeeding. As we all know, the seats are very less and the population is very high. The competition has grown massively in the past few years. So let us look at how these inefficiencies develop. I am going to place one example in front of you. So what happened is, for example, suppose there's a company, they have vacancy of suppose 100 seats and there are 500 hopeful candidates. Okay, and if all these seats are filled up, what will happen? The ratio of competitors is going to be 5:1. Means for one seat, 5 people are going to compete. And now suppose within next 5 years, what happens? The 100 seats still remain the same. We still have 100 seats only. However, the competitors have risen from 500 to 10,000. Suppose. Okay, now what will happen? For that one seat, 5 people were fighting earlier, but now for that one seat, 100 people are going to fight. Early on, only 4 were left, 4 were not able to clear the exam, so they were the one who were failing. However, now this time for that one seat, since one will only occupy that seat, rest 99 are going to fail. This is exactly the situation that is happening in the country right now for beat any competitive exam. This is more or less the number of the competitors to the seat. So that is the problem. What is the collateral damage of such situations that are arising? To tell you the gist, students are left into a never-ending loop of broken confidence. They lack interest in life. Sometimes they are into this trauma. They have this trauma for lifetime and they exhaust their youthful years into preparing for such examinations. It has also been seen that students, they suffer from many mental health problems. These are major issues. Not everybody is able to cope up with that failure. And since we have already seen the trend that students are preparing for examination for years, then the more the number of years you have invested in preparing for any examination, the chances of your poor mental health, you acquiring those mental health issues, is comparatively higher. So that's what is happening. So let's understand from where these issues are rising. The first and foremost issue is with the inefficient education system of our country, which has over the years evolved in such a manner that it is promoting rote learning, it is promoting pattern recognition. And what is this? How is this helping our students? Not at all. It is taking them away from putting their brains into the work. It is taking away their skill sets. And what is happening? Students are failing to acquire those skills and knowledge which are necessary to clear any competitive examination. So then what happened? These coaching industries came in. They made a space for themselves. Though already, we left those holes for them. They occupied those holes and they said, we are going to help you with those skills. We are going to help you clear those examinations because your education system is not up to the mark and it cannot be helpful for you to win in those competitive examinations. So that's where these coaching industries came in as masihas for our students. And as students, since everybody want little edge over others or the advantage over others, they just went after these coaching industries. And same is happening now also, because we are looking for these edges, because everybody wants to compete and win over others. So while these coaching industries are providing our students edge over others, but there are many costs to it. The students are losing on their money, time, resources, and the biggest thing, students are getting dependent on these coaching institutes, and which is directly weakening their their ability to learn on their own, to understand on their own. And these coaching industries are basically taking advantage of these students, as they have understood that students, this is the weakness of the students, and they are capitalizing on the weakness of these students, or say the education system. So the legal education or the law students are not immune to this trend. Same is happening within the legal education sector. So what is happening? As legal education is gaining popularity, the competition is rising, and the coaching industry in the legal education sectors are constantly rising. As the students are looking for edge over others, everybody wants to get into the NLUs, everybody wants to be in those topmost positions. So same is happening in the legal coaching industries. Let's begin by understanding about the few important examinations and the coaching industry which are catering to these examinations, the preparation of these examinations. First one is the CLAT examination. This was introduced in year 2008. So I'll share an important data with you. So IDIA diversity survey of year 2020 to 2021 shows that more than 95% of the students who are in NLU come from English medium background. Do you understand that? English medium background, which means the students who are coming from Hindi medium background are just 5%. So the opportunity for the students who are from English medium background is definitely more. And the same issue was also taken up by our Chief Justice in this year only, in January, that how NLUs are filled with only students who are from English medium background. Now you must be thinking whether these students require coachings or not. Definitely they do. Even if they are coming from English medium background, still they are taking coachings from these coaching institutes. How? From this survey only we got to know that 80% of the students who are coming to NLU have taken coachings, right? And they have cleared the exam through coachings only. So the students, even if they are from English medium background or not, they are still running after these coaching institutes, because again everybody want edge over other, and everybody want to win in the competitive exam, and they think not. Definitely coaching institutes give some special sometime treatment to the students, or the special tips and tricks to the students which help them clearing those examinations. So for those tips and tricks, the students are running after these coaching institutes. No, we cannot deny that. So now coming to the another exam, which is the PCSJ exam, the judiciary exam, right? So this exam, it was in year 2002 when the Supreme Court removed the 3-year mandatory practice to appear for this exam. That's when these coaching institutes increased massively, because everybody saw that now students directly after graduating, coming from their law school, they are going to appear for these examinations. So these institutes saw a huge possibility and scope in this sector, and they started to grow. So lots and lots of coaching institute started to open up, and the law graduates who have already studied all these law subjects in their law schools, they were compelled to take these coachings. So they started to take coachings. Then again, thanks to the deficiency of our legal education system, that our students, despite having studied everything, the same syllabus, the same subjects in their college, they are still coming to these coaching institutes, because they again want these tips and tricks, they want edge over others. Probably the question also arises whether the professors are not qualified enough, or these professors are not competent enough. Definitely we can go into that also. That is also a very big question. People are not, forget about the professionals, the professors. There are many issues in the education system, which we will try to cover in another video. So these are the two examinations for which the coaching institutes have risen massively. Now there is third category of coaching or career coaches who have taken, who have emerged in the market. So what happened when these career coaches or the legal edtech companies, they sense that there is a market gap in the mentorship and professional skills for students. So these people emerged, and they started to guide students through these problems. They started to help students with these issues, that they started to mentor students for the soft skills, other skills which are required to become a desired candidate in the profession later in life. So basically these coaches at tech companies started to fill those little posts which were left unfilled by the mainstream educators. So let's understand the problems first. What is exactly happening? These coaching institutes are not making the future lawyers, or so to speak, the future judges of our country. They are basically training you to become exam ready, because they help you with those, as I said early on, they help you with those tips and tricks, they help you with those shortcuts, they help you with the strategies to clear the exam and run against the time during exams. So this is exactly what is happening in coaching institutes. So you are not becoming those judges or the legal professionals who you should become. However, we cannot deny that they are helping you with those skills which are making you kind of mechanical. This can also be seen in the poor quality of judges who are coming up nowadays, and the same was pointed out by Supreme Court in year 2021. So furthermore, these coaching institutes are also killing the creativity of our students, the critical thinking ability, the curiosity of students are dying on very early on in their life while going through the process of preparation. These are the major issues that are rising, and majority who do not clear the exam, they end up losing their youthful years, they end up losing hopes, and they lose their self-esteem. These are the major issues which are coming up nowadays, and the undue advantage has been taken by these coaching institutes a lot. We cannot deny that. They have become motivational speakers. Though they were supposed to teach students, though they were supposed to help students become better legal professional, judicial officer or whatever, but they are motivating every day to these students. So, and it is not just about the coaching institutes, and the students are also under this constant fear of missing out, because of which they are running after these coaching institutes and overspending their money, because they want to have those edges over others, and they want to have those well paying government jobs in future, or a good a good institute to study, so that they could become better lawyers in future. So they are running after these coaching institutes because they think that these exams cannot be cleared without these coaching institutes. So that is also an unfortunate reality, because our students are just getting dependent on these coaching institutes. But surprisingly, you should understand this also, that the utility of these coaching institutes is very, very low. They are hardly making human capital out of these young students. However, on the contrary, the cost is huge. There's emotional cost and there's financial cost, which we cannot deny. And I'm not saying that every student is facing the same, but yeah, many of the students are facing this, because as I already told, the seats are less, population is more. Despite all these issues, no significant action has been taken by the concerned authorities yet. But yeah, I will mention 3 major steps which have been taken, though they are not successful. The first one was taken in year 2015, wherein the HRD ministry, the Ministry of Education, they set up a panel for suggestions how can they address the issue of growing coaching industries. They gave many suggestions, and one of which was to regulate the coaching industry. However, no action has been taken on that yet. A bill was introduced in year 2016. The bill was the Private Coaching Center Regulatory Board Bill. It was introduced in 2016, but the bill is still pending. Then many PILs have been filed in the Supreme Court to regulate the coaching institutes, but that is still to no avail. But who can we blame right now? Can we blame the just the education system, or the process of competitive examination, or the coaching institutes, or we should blame the students or the parents? But what I think is probably all of them are to blame, because of the complex interplay between all these people. So what can be done exactly to address this issue? Firstly, I think the Ministry of Education or the concerned authorities should set up a better infrastructure which can gather the data and the information regarding the supply and demand of the opportunities in a given field. So a well-formed data can help our students and the parents to understand what exactly is going in the market, and then they can make informed decisions for themselves. That is the very first move which should be taken. Then the mainstream education, that needs to be redesigned from ground up, so that it can be focused more on practical and skill-based knowledge instead of rote learning, which is the present case. We need to shift from the present case of rote learning to skill-based learning. Then the government needs to redesign the framework to utilize the youth or the young resources of our country in a better manner. Then entrepreneurship should be encouraged in the country. Then we can regulate the private coaching institutes, which is in a fragmented state right now. And lastly, from an empathetic view, we as a society need to be compassionate and take this responsibility to tell our young generation that life is way beyond these competitive examinations. And this is for the students who are not able to clear the exams, or who are spending years and years preparing for these examinations. And we as a society should take the responsibility to help them understand and show them the mirror that life is way beyond these examinations, and it is not the only measure of their merit. So at the end, Coaching institutes is the reflection of a poor education system, inefficiencies in these education system. Then we have limited job opportunities, failure of government to utilize the youthful young population of our country. So it is important to address these underlying issues to ensure that the students receive a quality education and prepare themselves for these examinations or the success in life in general. So meanwhile, you share your views. What do you think about the coaching institutes, coaching industry? That's all for the video now. If you learned or gained something out of this video, then please be kind enough to like and share and subscribe to the channel so that we can grow together. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video. Thank you.